The Complete Works of William Shakespeare by William Shakespeare. Act I, Scene I. Act I. Scene I. London. The palace flourish of trumpets, then hautboys. Enter the King, Duke Humphrey of Gloucester, Salisbury, Warwick, and Cardinal Beaufort on the one side, the Queen, Suffolk, York, Somerset, and Buckingham on the other. Suffolk. As by your high imperial majesty I had in charge at my depart for France, as procurator to your excellence, to marry Princess Margaret for your grace, so, in the famous ancient city Tours, in presence of the kings of France and Sicily, the Dukes of Orleans, Calabar, Bretagne, and Alençon, 7 earls, 12 barons, and 20 reverend bishops, I have performed my task, and was espoused. And humbly now upon my bended knee, in sight of England and her lordly peers, deliver up my title and the Queen to your most gracious hands, that are the substance of that great shadow I did represent, the happiest gift that ever marquis gave, the fairest queen that ever king received. King Henry. Suffolk, arise. Welcome, Queen Margaret. I can express no kinder sign of love than this kind kiss. O Lord, that lends me life, lend me a heart replete with thankfulness. For thou hast given me in this beauteous face a world of earthly blessings to my soul, if sympathy of love unite our thoughts. Queen, great King of England, and my gracious Lord, the mutual conference that my mind hath had by day, by night, waking and in my dreams, in courtly company or at my beads, with you, mine alder-leafest sovereign, makes me the bolder to salute my king with ruder terms, such as my wit affords and overjoy of heart doth minister. King Henry. Her sight did ravish, but her grace and speech, her words wyclad with wisdom's majesty, makes me from wondering fall to weeping joys, such is the fullness of my heart's content. Lords, with one cheerful voice welcome my love. All. Kneeling, long live Queen Margaret, England's happiness. Queen. We thank you all. Flourish, Suffolk. My Lord Protector, so it please your grace, here are the articles of contracted peace between our sovereign and the French King Charles, for 18 months concluded by consent. Gloucester. Reads, imprimis, it is agreed between the French King Charles and William de la Pole, Marquis of Suffolk, ambassador for Henry King of England, that the said Henry shall espouse the Lady Margaret, daughter unto Rainier King of Naples, Sicilia, and Jerusalem, and crown her Queen of England ere the 30th of May next ensuing. Item, that the Duchy of Anjou and the County of Maine shall be released and delivered to the King her father. Lets the paper fall, King Henry. Uncle, how now? Gloucester. Pardon me, gracious lord, some sudden qualm hath struck me at the heart, and dimmed mine eyes, that I can read no further. King Henry. Uncle of Winchester, I pray read on. Cardinal. Reads item, it is further agreed between them that the duchies of Anjou and Maine shall be released and delivered over to the king her father, and she sent over of the King of England's own proper cost and charges, without having any dowry. King Henry. They please us well. Lord Marquis, kneel down. We here create thee the first Duke of Suffolk, and gird thee with the sword. Cousin of York, we here discharge your grace from being regent ith parts of France, till term of 18 months be full expired. Thanks, Uncle Winchester, Gloucester, York, Buckingham, Somerset, Salisbury, and Warwick, we thank you all for this great favour done in entertainment to my princely queen. Come, let us in, and with all speed provide to see her coronation be performed. Excellent King, Queen, and Suffolk Gloucester. Brave peers of England, pillars of the state, to you Duke Humphrey must unload his grief, your grief, the common grief of all the land. What? Did my brother Henry spend his youth, his valor, coin, and people in the wars? Did he so often lodge in open field, in winter's cold and summer's parching heat, to conquer France, his true inheritance? And did my brother Bedford toil his wits to keep by policy what Henry got? Have you yourselves, Somerset, Buckingham, brave York, Salisbury, and victorious Warwick, received deep scars in France and Normandy? Or hath mine uncle Beaufort and myself, with all the learned counsel of the realm, studied so long, sat in the council house early and late, debating to and fro how France and Frenchmen might be kept in awe? And had his Highness in his infancy crowned in Paris, in despite of foes? And shall these labors and these honors die? Shall Henry's conquests, Bedford's vigilance, your deeds of war, and all our counsel die? O peers of England, shameful is this league! Fatal this marriage, cancelling your fame, blotting your names from books of memory, razing the characters of your renown, defacing monuments of conquered France, undoing all, as all had never been. Cardinal. Nephew, what means this passionate discourse, this peroration with such circumstance? For France 'tis ours, and we will keep it still. Gloucester. Aye, uncle, we will keep it if we can, but now it is impossible we should. Suffolk, the new-made duke that rules the roast, hath given the duchy of Anjou and Maine unto the poor King Rainier, whose large style agrees not with the leanness of his purse. Salisbury. Now, by the death of him that died for all, these counties were the keys of Normandy. But wherefore weeps Warwick, my valiant son? Warwick. For grief that they are past recovery, for were there hope to conquer them again my sword should shed hot blood, mine eyes no tears. Anjou and Maine. Myself did win them both, those provinces these arms of mine did conquer, and are the cities that I got with wounds delivered up again with peaceful words. Mordieu! York. For Suffolk's Duke, may he be suffocate, that dims the honour of this warlike isle. France should have torn and rent my very heart before I would have yielded to this league. I never read but England's kings have had large sums of gold and dowries with their wives, and our King Henry gives away his own to match with her that brings no vantages. Gloucester. A proper jest, and never heard before, that Suffolk should demand a whole 15th for costs and charges in transporting her. She should have stayed in France, and starved in France, before Cardinal. My Lord of Gloucester, now ye grow too hot, it was the pleasure of my lord the King. Gloucester. My Lord of Winchester, I know your mind, 'tis not my speeches that you do mislike, but 'tis my presence that doth trouble ye. Rancour will out, proud prelate, in thy face I see thy fury, if I longer stay we shall begin our ancient bickerings. Lordings, farewell, and say, when I am gone, I prophesied France will be lost ere long. Exit Cardinal. So, there goes our protector in a rage. 'Tis known to you he is mine enemy, nay more, an enemy unto you all, and no great friend, I fear me, to the king. Consider, lords, he is the next of blood and heir apparent to the English crown. Had Henry got an empire by his marriage and all the wealthy kingdoms of the West, there's reason he should be displeased at it. Look to it, lords, let not his smoothing words bewitch your hearts, be wise and circumspect. What though the common people favour him, calling him Humphrey, the good Duke of Gloucester, clapping their hands, and crying with loud voice, Jesu maintain your royal excellence. With God preserve the good Duke Humphrey. I fear me, lords, for all this flattering gloss, he will be found a dangerous protector. Buckingham. Why should he then protect our sovereign, he being of age to govern of himself? Cousin of Somerset, join you with me, and all together, with the Duke of Suffolk, will quickly hoist Duke Humphrey from his seat. Cardinal. This weighty business will not brook delay. I'll to the Duke of Suffolk presently. Exit Somerset. Cousin of Buckingham, though Humphrey's pride and greatness of his place be grief to us, yet let us watch the haughty Cardinal. His insolence is more intolerable than all the princes in the land beside. If Gloucester be displacked, he'll be protector. Buckingham. Or thou or I, Somerset, will be protector, despite Duke Humphrey or the Cardinal. Exit Buckingham and Somerset Salisbury. Pride went before, ambition follows him. While these do labour for their own preferment, behoves it us to labour for the realm. I never saw but Humphrey Duke of Gloucester did bear him like a noble gentleman. Oft have I seen the haughty Cardinal more like a soldier than a man o' th church, as stout and proud as he were lord of all, swear like a ruffian, and demean himself unlike the ruler of a commonweal. Warwick, my son, the comfort of my age, thy deeds, thy plainness, and thy housekeeping, hath won the greatest favour of the commons, excepting none but good Duke Humphrey. And brother York, thy acts in Ireland, Indiana, bringing them to civil discipline, thy late exploits done in the heart of France when thou wert regent for our sovereign, have made thee feared and honoured of the people. Join we together for the public good, in what we can, to bridle and suppress the pride of Suffolk and the Cardinal, with Somerset's and Buckingham's ambition, and, as we may, cherish Duke Humphrey's deeds while they do tend the profit of the land. Warwick. So God help Warwick, as he loves the land and common profit of his country. York. And so says York, aside, for he hath greatest cause. Salisbury. Then let's make haste away and look unto the Main. Warwick. Unto the Main! O father, Maine is lost, that Maine which by main force Warwick did win, and would have kept so long as breath did last. Main chance, father, you meant, but I meant Maine, which I will win from France, or else be slain. Exeunt Warwick and Salisbury. York. Anjou and Maine are given to the French. Paris is lost. The state of Normandy stands on a tickle point now they are gone. Suffolk concluded on the articles. The peers agreed, and Henry was well pleased to change his 2 dukedoms for a duke's fair daughter. I cannot blame the all, what is to them? 'Tis thine they give away, and not their own. Pirates may make cheap pennyworths of their pillage, and purchase friends, and give to courtesans, still revelling like lords till all be gone, while as the silly owner of the goods weeps over them and wrings his hapless hands and shakes his head and trembling stands aloof, while all is shard and all is borne away, ready to starve and dare not touch his own. So York must sit and fret and bite his tongue, while his own lands are bargained for and sold. Methinks the realms of England, France, and Ireland bear that proportion to my flesh and blood as did the fatal brand Althea burnt unto the prince's heart of Caledon. Anjou and Maine both given unto the French. Cold news for me, for I had hope of France, even as I have a fertile England's soil. A day will come when York shall claim his own, and therefore I will take the Neville's parts, and make a show of love to proud Duke Humphrey, and when I spy advantage claim the crown, for that's the golden mark I seek to hit. Nor shall proud Lancaster usurp my right, nor hold the sceptre in his childish fist, nor wear the diadem upon his head, whose church-like humours fits not for a crown. Then, York, be still a while, till time do serve, watch thou and wake, when others be asleep, to pry into the secrets of the state, till Henry, surfeiting in joys of love with his new bride and England's dear-bought queen, and Humphrey with the peers be fallen at jars, then will I raise aloft the milk-white rose, with whose sweet smell the air shall be perfumed, and in my standard bear the arms of York, to grapple with the house of Lancaster, and force perforce I'll make him yield the crown, whose bookish rule hath pulled fair England down. Exit Scene 2. The Duke of Gloucester's house enter Duke and his wife Eleanor Duchess. Why droops my lord, like over-ripened corn hanging the head at Ceres' plenteous load? Why doth the great Duke Humphrey knit his brows, as frowning at the favours of the world? Why are thine eyes fixed to the sullen earth, gazing on that which seems to dim thy sight? What seest thou there? King Henry's diadem, enches with all the honours of the world? If so, gaze on, and grovel on thy face until thy head be circled with the same. Put forth thy hand, reach at the glorious gold. What is too short? I'll lengthen it with mine, and having both together heaved it up, we'll both together lift our heads to heaven, and never more abase our sight so low as to vouchsafe one glance unto the ground. Gloucester. O Nell, sweet Nell, if thou dost love thy lord, banish the canker of ambitious thoughts. And may that thought, when I imagine ill against my king and nephew, virtuous Henry, be my last breathing in this mortal world. My troublous dreams this night doth make me sad. Duchess. What dreamed my lord? Tell me, and I'll requite it with sweet rehearsal of my morning's dream. Gloucester. Methought this staff, mine office badge in court, was broke in twain, by whom I have forgot, but as I think, it was by Th. Cardinal, and on the pieces of the broken wand were plaqued the heads of Edmund Duke of Somerset, and William de la Pole, first Duke of Suffolk. This was my dream, what it doth bode God knows. Duchess. Tut, this was nothing but an argument that he that breaks a stick of Gloucester's grove shall lose his head for his presumption. But list to me, my Humphrey, my sweet Duke, methought I sat in seat of majesty in the Cathedral Church of Westminster, and in that chair where kings and queens were crowned, where Henry and Dame Margaret kneeled to me, and on my head did set the diadem. Gloucester. Nay, Eleanor, then must I chide outright. Presumptuous dame, ill-nurtured Eleanor! Art thou not second woman in the realm, and the Protector's wife, beloved of him? Hast thou not worldly pleasure at command above the reach or compass of thy thought? And wilt thou still be hammering treachery to tumble down thy husband and thyself from top of honor to disgrace's feet? Away from me, and let me hear no more. Duchess. What, my lord? Are you so choleric with Eleanor for telling but her dream? Next time I'll keep my dreams unto myself and not be checked. Gloucester. Nay, be not angry. I am pleased again. Enter a messenger. My Lord Protector, 'tis His Highness' pleasure you do prepare to ride unto St. Albans, whereas the King and Queen do mean to hawk. Gloucester. I go. Come, Nell, thou wilt ride with us? Duchess. Yes, my good lord, I'll follow presently. Excellent Gloucester and messenger follow I must. I cannot go before, while Gloucester bears this base and humble mind. Were I a man, a duke, and next of blood, I would remove these tedious stumbling blocks and smooth my way upon their headless necks, and being a woman, I will not be slack to play my part in fortune's pageant. Where are you there, Sir John? Nay, fear not, man, we are alone, here's none but thee and I. Enter Hume. Jesus preserve. Your Royal Majesty. Duchess. What say'st thou? Majesty. I am but Grace. Hume. But by the grace of God and Hume's advice, your Grace's titles shall be multiplied. Duchess. What say'st thou, man? Hast thou as yet conferred with Marjorie Jourdain, the cunning witch of Eye, with Roger Bolingbroke, the conjurer? And will they undertake to do me good? Hume. This they have promised, to show your Highness a spirit rise from depth of underground that shall make answer to such questions as by your Grace shall be propounded him. Duchess. It is enough, I'll think upon the questions. When from St. Albans we do make return we'll see these things effected to the full. Here, Hume, take this reward, make merry, man, with thy confederates in this weighty cause. Exit Hume. Hume must make merry with the Duchess Gold, merry and shall. But how now, Sir John Hume? Seal up your lips and give no words but mum, the business asketh silent secrecy. Dame Eleanor gives gold to bring the witch, gold cannot come amiss were she a devil. Yet have I gold flies from another coast I dare not say from the rich Cardinal, and from the great and new-made Duke of Suffolk, yet I do find it so, for, to be plain, they, knowing Dame Eleanor's aspiring humour, have hired me to undermine the Duchess, and buzz these conjurations in her brain. They say a crafty knave does need no broker, yet am I Suffolk and the Cardinal's broker. Hume, if you take not heed, you shall go near to call them both a pair of crafty knaves. Well, so it stands, and thus, I fear, at last Hume's knavery will be the Duchess' wreck, and her attainder will be Humphrey's fall sword. How it will, I shall have gold for all. Exit Scene 3. London. The palace enter 3 or 4 petitioners, Peter, the armourer's man, being one first petitioner. My masters, let's stand close. My Lord Protector will come this way by and by, and then we may deliver our supplications in the quill. Second petitioner. Mary, the Lord protect him, for he's a good man, Jesu bless him. Enter Suffolk and Queen first petitioner. Here a comes, methinks, and the Queen with him. I'll be the first, sure. Second petitioner. Come back, fool. This is the Duke of Suffolk and not my Lord Protector. Suffolk. How now, fellow? Wouldst anything with me? First petitioner. I pray, my lord, pardon me. I took ye for my Lord Protector. Queen. Reads, to my Lord Protector. Are your supplications to his lordship? Let me see them. What is thine? First petitioner. Mine is, and please your grace, against John Goodman, my Lord Cardinal's man, for keeping my house and lands, and wife and all, from me. Suffolk. Thy wife too? That's some wrong indeed. What's yours? What's here? Reads, against the Duke of Suffolk, for enclosing the commons of Melford. How now, sir knave? Second petitioner. Alas, sir, I am but a poor petitioner of our whole township. Peter. Presenting his petition, against my master, Thomas Horner, for saying that the Duke of York was rightful heir to the crown. Queen. What say'st thou? Did the Duke of York say he was rightful heir to the crown? Peter. That my master was? No, forsooth. My master said that he was, and that the king was an usurper. Suffolk. Who is there? Enter servant, take this fellow in, and send for his master with a pursuivant presently. We'll hear more of your matter before the king. Exit servant with Peter Queen. And as for you, that love to be protected under the wings of our Protector's grace, begin your suits anew, and sue to him. Tears the supplications, away, base cullions. Suffolk, let them go. All. Come, let's be gone. Exeunt Queen. My Lord of Suffolk, say, is this the guise, is this the fashions in the court of England? Is this the government of Britain's Isle, and this the royalty of Albion's king? What, shall King Henry be a pupil still, under the surly Gloucester's governance? Am I a queen in title and in style, and must be made a subject to a duke? I tell thee, Pole, when in the city tours thou ranst to tilt in honor of my love and stolest away the ladies' hearts of France, I thought King Henry had resembled thee in courage, courtship, and proportion. But all his mind is bent to holiness, to number Ave Marys on his beads. His champions are the prophets and apostles. His weapons, holy saws of sacred writ. His study is his tilt-yard. And his loves are brazen images of canonized saints. I would the college of the cardinals would choose him pope, and carry him to Rome, and set the triple crown upon his head. That were a state fit for his holiness. Suffolk. Madam, be patient. As I was cause your highness came to England, so will I in England work your grace's full content. Queen. Beside the haughty Protector, have we Beaufort the imperious churchman, Somerset, Buckingham, and grumbling York, and not the least of these but can do more in England than the king. Suffolk. And he of these that can do most of all cannot do more in England than the Nevilles, Salisbury, and Warwick are no simple peers. Queen. Not all these lords do vex me half so much as that proud dame, the Lord Protector's wife. She sweeps it through the court with troops of ladies, more like an empress than Duke Humphrey's wife. Strangers in court do take her for the queen. She bears a duke's revenues on her back, and in her heart she scorns our poverty. Shall I not live to be avenged on her? Contemptuous base-born cowlet as she is, she vaunted mongst her minions the other day the very train of her worst wearing gown was better worth than all my father's lands, till Suffolk gave 2 dukedoms for his daughter. Suffolk. Madam, myself have limbed a bush for her, and placked a choir of such enticing birds that she will light to listen to the lays, and never mount to trouble you again. So let her rest. And, madam, list to me, for I am bold to counsel you in this. Although we fancy not the cardinal, yet must we join with him, and with the lords, till we have brought Duke Humphrey in disgrace. As for the Duke of York, this late complaint will make but little for his benefit. So one by one we'll weed them all at last, and you yourself shall steer the happy helm. Sound a senate. Enter the king, Duke Humphrey, Cardinal Beaufort, Buckingham, York, Somerset, Salisbury, Warwick, and the Duchess of Gloucester King Henry. For my part, noble lords, I care not which, or Somerset or York, all's one to me. York. If York have ill-demeaned himself in France, then let him be denied the regentship. Somerset. If Somerset be unworthy of the place, let York be regent. I will yield to him. Warwick. Whether your grace be worthy, yea or no, dispute not that, York is the worthier. Cardinal. Ambitious Warwick, let thy betters speak. Warwick. The Cardinal's not my better in the field. Buckingham. All in this presence are thy betters, Warwick. Warwick. Warwick may live to be the best of all. Salisbury. Peace, son! And show some reason, Buckingham, why Somerset should be preferred in this. Queen. Because the king, forsooth, will have it so. Gloucester. Madam, the king is old enough himself to give his censure. These are no women's matters. Queen. If he be old enough, what needs your grace to be protector of his excellence? Gloucester. Madam, I am protector of the realm, and at his pleasure will resign my place. Suffolk. Resign it then, and leave thine insolence. Since thou wert king, as who is king but thou? The Commonwealth hath daily run to wrack, the Dauphin hath prevailed beyond the seas, and all the peers and nobles of the realm have been as bondmen to thy sovereignty. Cardinal. The Commons hast thou racked, the clergy's bags are lank and lean with thy extortions. Somerset. Thy sumptuous buildings and thy wife's attire have cost a mass of public treasury. Buckingham. Thy cruelty in execution upon offenders hath exceeded law, and left thee to the mercy of the law. Queen. Thy sale of offices and towns in France, if they were known, as the suspect is great, would make thee quickly hop without thy head. Exit Gloucester. The Queen drops Queen her fan. Give me my fan. What, minion, can ye not? She gives the Duchess a box on the ear. I cry your mercy, madam, was it you? Duchess. Was't I? Yea, I it was, proud Frenchwoman. Could I come near your beauty with my nails, I could set my 10 commandments in your face. King Henry. Sweet aunt, be quiet, 'twas against her will. Duchess. Against her will, good king? Look to tea in time, she'll hamper thee and dandle thee like a baby. Though in this place most master wear no breeches, she shall not strike Dame Eleanor unrevenged. Exit Buckingham. Lord Cardinal, I will follow Eleanor, and listen after Humphrey, how he proceeds. She's tickled now, her fume needs no spurs, she'll gallop far enough to her destruction. Exit re-enter Gloucester. Gloucester. Now, lords, my collar being overblown with walking once about the quadrangle, I come to talk of Commonwealth affairs. As for your spiteful false objections, prove them, and I lie open to the law. But God and mercy so deal with my soul as I in duty love my king and country. But to the matter that we have in hand, I say, my sovereign, York is meetest man to be your regent in the realm of France. Suffolk. Before we make election, give me leave to show some reason, of no little force, that York is most unmeet of any man. York. I'll tell thee, Suffolk, why I am unmeet. First, for I cannot flatter thee in pride. Next, if I be appointed for the place, my Lord of Somerset will keep me here without discharge, money, or furniture, till France be won into the Dauphin's hands. Last time I danked attendance on his will till Paris was besieged, famished, and lost. Warwick. That can I witness, and a fouler fact did never traitor in the land commit. Suffolk. Peace, headstrong Warwick. Warwick. Image of pride, why should I hold my peace? Enter Horner, the armourer, and his man Peter, guarded Suffolk. Because here is a man accused of treason, pray God the Duke of York excuse himself. York. Dod. Any one accuse York for a traitor? King Henry. What mean'st thou, Suffolk? Tell me, what are these? Suffolk. Please it your majesty, this is the man that doth accuse his master of high treason. His words were these: that Richard Duke of York was rightful heir unto the English crown, and that your Majesty was an usurper. King Henry. Say, man, were these thy words? Horner. And shall please your Majesty, I never said nor thought any such matter. God is my witness, I am falsely accused by the villain. Peter. Holding up his hands, by these 10 bones, my lords, he did speak them to me in the garret one night, as we were scouring my Lord of York's armor. York. Base dunghill villain and mechanical, I'll have thy head for this thy traitor's speech. I do beseech your royal majesty, let him have all the rigor of the law. Horner. Alas, my lord, hang me if ever I spake the words. My accuser is my prentice, and when I did correct him for his fault the other day, he did vow upon his knees he would be even with me. I have good witness of this, therefore I beseech your majesty, do not cast away an honest man for a villain's accusation. King Henry. Uncle, what shall we say to this in law? Gloucester. This doom, my lord, if I may judge, let Somerset be regent o'er the French, because in York this breeds suspicion, and let these have a day appointed them for single combat in convenient place, for he hath witness of his servant's malice. This is the law, and this Duke Humphrey's doom. Somerset. I humbly thank your royal majesty. Horner. And I accept the combat willingly. Peter. Alas, my lord, I cannot fight, for God's sake, pity my case. The spite of man prevaileth against me. O Lord, have mercy upon me, I shall never be able to fight a blow. O Lord, my heart. Gloucester. Sirrah, or you must fight or else be hanged. King Henry. Away with them to prison, and the day of combat shall be the last of the next month. Come, Somerset, we'll see thee sent away. Flourish. Exeunt Scene 4. London. The Duke of Gloucester's garden enter Marjorie Jourdain, the witch, the 2 priests, Hume and Southwell, and Bolingbroke Hume. Come, my masters, the Duchess, I tell you, expects performance of your promises. Bolingbroke. Master Hume, we are therefore provided. Will her ladyship behold and hear our exorcisms? Hume. Aye, what else? Fear ye not her courage. Bolingbroke. I have heard her reported to be a woman of an invincible spirit, but it shall be convenient, Master Hume, that you be by her aloft while we be busy below, and so I pray you go, in God's name, and leave us. Exit Hume. Mother Jourdain, be you prostrate and grovel on the earth. John Southwell, read you, and let us to our work. Enter Duchess aloft, followed by Hume. Duchess. Well said, my masters, and welcome all. To this gear, the sooner the better. Bolingbroke. Patience, good lady. Wizards know their times. Deep night, dark night, the silent of the night, the time of night when Troy was set on fire, the time when screech owls cry and bandogs howl, and spirits walk and ghosts break up their graves. That time best fits the work we have in hand. Madam, sit you, and fear not, whom we raise we will make fast within a hallowed verge. Here they do the ceremonies belonging, and make the circle. Bolingbroke or Southwell reads, Conjuro T and C. It thunders and lightens terribly, then the spirit riseth, spirit. Adsum. Marjorie Jourdain. Asmith, by the eternal God, whose name and power thou tremblest at, answer that I shall ask, for till thou speak thou shalt not pass from hence. Spirit. Ask what thou wilt, that I had said and done. Bolingbroke. Reads, first of the king, what shall of him become? Spirit. The Duke yet lives that Henry shall depose, but him outlive, and die a violent death. As the spirit speaks, Southwell writes the answer. Bolingbroke. What fates await the Duke of Suffolk? Spirit. By water shall he die and take his end. Bolingbroke. What shall befall the Duke of Somerset? Spirit. Let him shun castles, safer shall he be upon the sandy plains than where castles mounted stand. Have done, for more I hardly can endure. Bolingbroke. Descend to darkness and the burning lake, False fiend, avoid. Thunder and lightning. Exit spirit. Enter the Duke of York and the Duke of Buckingham with guard, and break in York. Lay hands upon these traitors and their trash. Beldam, I think we watched you at an inch. What, madam, are you there? The King and Commonweal are deeply indebted for this piece of pains. My Lord Protector will, I doubt it not, see you well guerdoned for these good deserts. Duchess. Not half so bad as thine to England's King, injurious Duke, that threatest wears no cause. Buckingham. True, madam, none at all. What can you this? Away with them. Let them be clapped up close, and kept asunder. You, madam, shall with U.S. Stafford take her to thee. We'll see your trinkets here all forthcoming. All away! Exeunt above, Duchess and Hume, guarded, below, which Southwell and Beolion Gbroke, guarded York. Lord Buckingham, methinks you watched her well. A pretty plot, well chosen to build upon. Now pray, my lord, let's see the devil's writ. What have we here? Reads, the Duke yet lives that Henry shall depose, but him outlive, and die a violent death. Why, this is just aiot Yasida, Romanos Vincere Passi. Well, to the rest, tell me what fate awaits the Duke of Suffolk? By water shall he die and take his end. What shall betide the Duke of Somerset? Let him shun castles. Safer shall he be upon the sandy plains than where castles mounted stand. Come, come, my lords, these oracles are hardly attained, and hardly understood. The king is now in progress towards St. Albans, with him the husband of this lovely lady. Thither go these news as fast as horse can carry them. A sorry breakfast for my Lord Protector. Buckingham. Your Grace shall give me leave, my Lord of York, to be the post, in hope of his reward. York. At your pleasure, my good lord. Who's within there, ho? Enter a serving man. Invite my lords of Salisbury and Warwick to sup with me tomorrow night. Away! Exeunt.